there's like three reasons, right, that people should be practicing this law of intentionality. And the first one I feel that is super important is, we all teach about people having their why, right? And I know for me in the beginning, I really struggled with that. I was like, what's my why? And I couldn't figure it out. And I was still struggling. Like I would see people like passing me like crazy and hitting bigger ranks and walking across the stage. And I was like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And then I realized like the law of intentionality is so important because tied with that, I didn't have a growth plan. Like I had my why, but like people need to tie that growth plan so they know side by side, like if they know not necessarily just what they want, but like how to get there. I think it's so different. And I know for me, I really struggled with for a long time of like, I'm such that person where I want to get the results. And I couldn't figure out why am I hitting my head is because I wasn't focusing on like chasing after growing, right? I wasn't like constantly chasing that. And so that was a huge takeaway, for me with why people should really be focusing on the law of intentionality. I really feel like the second reason with the law of intentionality is if you focus on really doing that every day, it helps you push through the things that you're really afraid to do, right? Mm-hmm. And then you realize, oh my gosh, like maybe I think about anything that I was afraid to do, like after I did it, I was like, oh my gosh, this wasn't even a big deal. Like why did I make it such a big deal? But I think it's the things that, we talk about like the gaps, right? Mm-hmm. The gap of being afraid to make a mistake, the perfectionist gap, right? All these things. I need to be inspired. I need to be motivated. Like all those reasons where instead if I just went, hey, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I'm okay if I look bad, right? And I know that, like, it's okay to do that. But I think, too, like that fear, I really learned when focusing on the law of intentionality, like when I have the fear now in my life of doing something, I know that it's my green light that I got to jam. Like that's my green light to go, Sarah, you got to do this right now, right? I mean, and so I've really learned how to focus on being intentional with growing and just like working through that fear, right? No matter what. So that one, and then obviously the third reason that I talked about is it builds confidence, right? So it accelerates. It allows you to have like these quantum leaps. I think sometimes people think like personal development, it's so slow, but literally like you can compound your life like overnight, right? And confidence is what people are attracted to. And for most of us, we want to become confident as fast as we can. And I think that the more you can dive into being intentional with personal growth, like just the faster that you're going to grow. And again, but being intentional by like chasing it, being breathless, not like having one foot in, but really, focusing on growing every single day is a huge confidence builder and why people should be focused on being intentional every single day for the rest of their life. Mm. So I think one of the things that I've seen, like a pitfall that happens with people if they're not focusing on the law of intentionality is they're just like that squirrel. They're everywhere. Like they don't have a growth plan. They're the person that they're like, oh, I'll just wing it. And I always tell people, I'm like, listen, like anything that you ever have like winged in your life, like how'd that go? Like what happened? Like, and they're just like, it didn't work. I go, exactly. Like you can't wing it. You can't like hope that it's going to happen. You're going to find yourself frustrated, right? Running around in circles. And ultimately, guess what? If people don't grow and they want to be a better leader, they're going to fail. And then what happens? They get frustrated, they get embarrassed, and the next thing we know is they're out of the business, right? So it's like, so what is your growth plan that you have, that you're focusing on every day, not just now, but through the whole year, like having it mapped out. You know what I mean? What are you participating in? What's your strategy to grow? What are the resources that you're using or going to be using to help you not look like the same person that you are today, right?
When you're first starting